Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight with the Wise Owl Wash 200 with the Flim Dogs Racing League Wheels America Racing Cup Series. We are gridded up and ready to roll. Playoffs getting started here tonight, and the field is gridded up. Steve Tucker on the pole. Let's get your starting lineup underway. Ladies and gentlemen, Hutchinson Motorsports TV bringing you the action live here tonight. Here is tonight's starting lineup. On the front row in the pole position in the #1 machine from Harpoon Design with Storm Motorsports, Steve Tucker. On his outside in the 54, Brian Burchett. Row #2 on the inside, going to be the 12 machine. Frankie Barroso on his outside, the 36, Dylan Marante. Row #3 on the inside in the 24, J.R. Schomber on his outside, the 39, Joseph Mealy. Row #4 on the inside, going to be the 20 of Chris Esri on his outside, the 41, Michael Kurtzelig. Row #5 on the inside, Dennis Ansman in the 8, Jesse Becker in the 23. Row #6 on the inside, going to be the 88, Matthew Fleming on the outside, the 45, Christian Taylor. Row 7, you got Derek 5, Michael Lanfear going back into row #8, Dakota Collins, Justin Malarkey, followed by Brandon Shelton, Mitch Diamond. Then we have William Robbins and Cody Keller rounding out the field here tonight. So there you have it, folks, your starting lineup here tonight in the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service. Pace car is in, field is set as they roll into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air. The Wise Owl Wash 200 is underway. We've got 20 laps here in stage #1, technically 19, but they are racing hard, heading into turn #1. Steve Tucker leads the pack as it is a door-to-door battle for the race lead. Holds it on as we drop in the rear here a little bit. Matthew Fleming battling with Jesse Becker for the 10th position. Three-wide battle, the 88 of Fleming gives Jesse Becker the door. I tell you what, if I was Matthew Fleming, I would stuff Jesse Becker into the outside wall and take Christian Taylor with him. They continue to battle. Let's hop on board as they are three-wide ripping it around here at Michigan International Speedway. Onto the apron he goes. Fleming gets a little loose. Meanwhile, Christian Taylor sitting in the 9th position from Delco, North Carolina. Keep an eye on this 45 car. He's not going to be very fast, so you're going to have to keep an eye on him. Quick start to today's race, had a minor technical difficulty, but the world's #1 streaming service is ready for everything, and we were ready to roll before the green flag. Jump back out front, looks like Steve Tucker with the inverted paint scheme here tonight to celebrate the playoff starting. Steve Tucker with a great start to this race out front, your race leader. Dylan Marante making a move, taking over the 2nd position, getting around Brian Burchett. We're on board with Dylan Marante from Northampton, Pennsylvania, trying to run down your race leader, Steve Tucker. Drop back in the field just a little bit here out of Bakersfield, California. He's always got some fans in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Esri in this #20 DeWalt machine. Clean and green from the start here tonight. 100 laps around Michigan with the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. Folks, let's drop in the rear here. Let's find out the battle for last goes to Mitch Diamond. Well, I tell you what, he finally got the Detroit Lions off the car. Best move he's made all season, but folks, he's running dead last. Boy, this 65 is slow. He's junk. He's in last. Mitch Diamond. As always, we appreciate you folks tuning in, spending your Monday night right here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. You're watching the Wheels America Racing Cup Series as Dennis Ansman in the 9th position trying to hold off Christian Taylor making the pass. Door-to-door battle for this 9th position. Christian Taylor on the bottom, Dennis Ansman on the top. Nothing brewing for now. Let's jump up in the field a bit. We got Frankie Barroso currently running 6th. Boy, we know Frankie Barroso always competing for wins. Looking kind of slow here tonight in Michigan, not going to lie. Steve Tucker seems to be the car to beat here at Michigan. Speaking of slow junk race cars, Jesse Becker in the 23 machine currently running 12th. He's behind his teammate Christian Taylor. That's how slow he is. Drop back a couple more spots. Michael Lanfear from Colorado Springs, Colorado, currently sitting in the 15th position. Not much speed here for Michael Lanfear. Then we head on back to the 18th position from Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Justin Malarkey, currently in the 18th position. Body armor on the car and not very much speed underneath the hood. Cody Keller in front of him, currently in the 17th position. Good looking car here from Cody Keller. Has Wheels America on the car, looking good. That is the title sponsor to our series this season with the Flim Dogs Racing League, the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. We are in the playoffs here tonight. Steve Tucker, your race leader out front. Connor Gerard in the chat. He is pumped up, ready to roll, watching these guys rip it around in the next gens. Steve Tucker's led every single lap so far. Clean and green from the start. Chris Essery sitting in the 9th spot, trying to get up to 8th here as Dennis Ansman is right in his front windshield. Let's hop on board. Well, what do we have here? Christian Taylor's already fallen back to the 14th position. Must have burned his tires up. That's the MO for Christian Taylor in that 45 machine. Christian, please report to the rear. I repeat, Christian Taylor, report to the rear where you belong. Chris Essery currently sitting 10th, has a side-by-side battle right in front of him as he's watching this 88 machine of Matthew Fleming. Go back up front here. We got a battle brewing for the race lead. 9 laps left to go here in stage number 1. Steve Tucker trying to hold off Dylan Morante, and he's going to do so as we got a 3-wide battle for second. Boy, J.R. Schomburg goes from the 4th position to the 2nd position all in one moment of time, trying to get up to the race lead from Prior Lake, Minnesota, trying to get a run on Steve Tucker. Door-to-door battle for second. That's Joseph Mealy taking over the second spot in that number 39 machine on the outside line. Steve Tucker loves what he's seeing in his rearview mirror. He wants these guys to keep racing so he can stay out front in that clean air. Meanwhile, Frankie Barroso currently in the 5th position, right behind these guys, all duking it out for second. Let's see if Barroso can take advantage of some hard racing out front. Go back out front here to your race leader, Steve Tucker from Boston, Massachusetts, trying to shake the draft. He's going down to the bottom in the straightaway. The draft is definitely something to think about here in the next gen car at Michigan. You get some big runs there on the back stretch, especially. We got Bad Sacks in the chat. I tell you what, Bad Sacks, that is the father of Christian Taylor, and you would not be proud here tonight. Christian Taylor in the 13th position. He needs to get on the gas. But we're staying tuned right here with your race leader, Steve Tucker, trying to hold these guys out. Let's check out the left rear suspension cam on our race leader of Steve Tucker. Beautiful views here around the speedway as the battle for second has developed again. And ladies and gentlemen, Sinks has just subscribed to HMS TV. Put a W in the chat for Sinks. Congratulations, the latest subscriber to HMS TV. Well done. But you're watching a battle for the race lead. Dylan Morante gets door to door with Steve Tucker. They almost junk it. Oh my, these guys racing hard as the 24 makes an aggressive move. J.R. Schomburg into second. Frankie Barroso right behind him into third. 5 laps left to go here at stage number 1. Steve Tucker out front. It is a hornet's nest of cars right here from about 2nd to 6th. These guys are duking it out. Everybody up top here trying to get a run down this backstretch with 4 laps left to go here in stage number 1 of the Wise Owl Wash 200. Jumping back up towards the front here, Frankie Barroso out of nowhere trying to make a move for the race lead. Steve Tucker's been fighting these guys off for the last 5 laps. Does he have 3 more in him as we have 3 left to go here in stage 1? Again, keep an eye on these draft runs. These guys get down these long straightaways here at Michigan in these next-gen cars. The draft is definitely important, and you're going to see Steve Tucker try to shake it a little bit as he goes down in the straightaway. Barroso side by side with Steve Tucker, teammates battling door to door. Oh, they get tangled up there. Barroso out front. He's going to hold on to the race lead, crosses the line. New race leader, Frankie Barroso, as they're still side by side. Barroso looks to clear him here. Can he throw the slide job coming out of the corner? No, he's not going to get the pass completed. Tucker gets a run on the outside line with a lap and a half left to go. Steve Tucker takes back the race lead. This is some great racing out front. These guys are putting on a clinic as Steve Tucker is getting the white flag this time around for stage number 1. At the line, Tucker was your race leader, but Barroso still right there, door to door. Going into turn 1, Frankie Barroso throws the slide job. New race leader, Frankie Barroso out front. Does Tucker have it in him to get a run as they get tangled up in the back? We're still cruising. Almost junked it down the backstretch. We are good to go. Frankie Barroso heads into turns 3 and 4 here for the final time in stage number 1. Out of turn 4, race leader Frankie Barroso takes home stage number 1. So there is the caution. It's going to be Barroso, followed by Tucker, Schomburg, Mealy, and Ansman, your top 5. Wow, Steve Tucker led that entire stage. Frankie Barroso steals it out of nowhere. Let's pull him in here for a quick interview, as he is your Stage 1 winner. Frankie, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, great run for you there. You're running 5th most of that stage in the last couple laps. Out of nowhere, made a big move, and you take over the race lead and steal Stage 1 from your teammate, Steve Tucker.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what the car had the first, like, 5-10 laps, and then once I saw Dylan and Steve kind of going toe-to-toe, and they were battling pretty hard, I was like, oh, you know, maybe it's time to go, and we'll see what happens, and I was able to just save just enough tire to get by Steve, and I assume kind of everyone's going to figure that out for the next stage. But hey, I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, we're going to see how this plays out here. This is the first race of the playoffs. Has to feel pretty good to take home Stage 1.
Yeah, it feels pretty good. We had a good points gap from the regular season, so just easy way to do it is to win tonight. And I don't have to worry about next week, but all I'm just worried about is just having a good finish tonight.
Yeah, well, hey, we wish you the best of luck. Frankie Barroso, Stage 1 winner here at Michigan. So that was Frankie Barroso. They're all going to bunch it up and head down pit road. We're going to take our first break of the evening, folks. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere. Click that like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We'll be right back.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
We are back here at Michigan with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Playoff race number 1 is underway. Stage 1 in the books. We are heading into stage number 2. We're going to go to lap number 45 this time. Joseph Mealy has taken over the race lead off of pit road. It's going to be Mealy taking the outside line. Steve Tucker on the inside. Then we have Chamber, Barroso, Ansman, and Morante. As the pace truck is in field, is set as they roll towards the juicy Spider restart zone. The fans are on their feet, off their seats. Green flag back in the air with the Wise Owl Wash 200. Big push there from Barroso on to Steve Tucker as Joseph Mealy out front, your race leader. A horrendous stop from Frankie Barroso. Goes into the pits as your race leader comes out in 4th. So he's got some work to do, but we saw him make some passes there in stage 1. I'm sure he can do it again. You see these guys all over the track from top to bottom here with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series Flim Dogs Racing League Monday night action as Dylan Morante gives a big bump draft to Frankie Barroso. Let's hop on board. They continue to battle. We go back out front. Joseph Mealy out of Schenectady, New York. Your race leader, J.R. Schomburg, right there with him, looking to take over that top spot. And he has done it. J.R. Schomburg from Prior Lake, Minnesota. New race leader out front here in lap number 26. Dylan Morante's had speed all night long trying to get that 36 machine out front as Steve Tucker sitting in 3rd, Joseph Mealy 2nd, and J.R. Schomburg, your race leader. Let's drop back a little bit in the field. Take a look at this guy. My goodness, Jesse Becker is a rolling chicane out here, currently running 18 out of 19 cars I'm counting. Boy, I tell you what, this Mobile 123 machine out of Southport, North Carolina, it's slow, it's junk, it's in the way. Jesse Becker, get out of the way. Meanwhile, his teammate Christian Taylor a little bit up in the field, sitting in the 10th position, trying to make a move with a few cars in front of him. And we jump back out front here. J.R. Schomburg, still your race leader. Dylan Morante has taken over that 2nd spot out of Northampton, Pennsylvania, with Joseph Mealy 3rd and Steve Tucker right beside him battling for that position. We see that outside line gets a big run down the backstretch as Steve Tucker might lose a spot here as the 88 of Matthew Fleming looking to the outside. Briefly got 3 wide there as Steve Tucker has fallen from 3rd all the way to 7th. He is hemorrhaging spots on that bottom line right now. Good run so far for the Van Wert Ohioan Matthew Fleming sitting in the 4th position. He is door to door with the 20 of Chris Essery as these guys get into the wall there. And we got a battle for the race lead out front. Morante trying to find a way around Schomburg. He wants to lead a lap here tonight. Going into lap number 30 this time around. Dylan Morante in 2nd. Drop back a bit in the field out of Louisville, Kentucky. Michael Kurdzalik, who put it on the podium last week, finds himself in 7th. Here in that number 41 machine. Let's hop on board with Michael Kurdzalik. Chris Essery currently finds himself in the 6th position. We know Roxanne Chavez Essery's in the chat pulling for Chris as he's trying to bring home a top 5 here tonight in the playoff opener with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. 14 laps left to go here in stage number 2. Three-wide battle for the 6th position. Chris Essery stuck in the middle with the 73 of Malarkey on the outside. 41 of Kurdzalik underneath him. These guys racing hard through the whole field. Head back up to the 3rd position. Matthew Fleming out of Van Wert, Ohio, trying to stay on the podium here tonight. We're going to hop on board as he's trying to run down your top 2 out front. Time to jump up to our eyes in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. Brantley Roden up in the Harpoon Design Blimp. Paints start at just $25, folks. And most of the cars in the field here tonight are rocking Harpoon Design paints. Brantley Roden, he's done thousands of paints, folks. If you are sick of looking slow out on the track, get a hold of Brantley Roden. HarpoonDesign.com. Jumping back out front, your race leader, J.R. Schomburg, putting on his best race of the season so far here at Michigan, leading some laps early on. 11 laps left to go here in stage number 2. Door-to-door battle for the race lead briefly, but the 24 of Schomburg holds on as we drop back in the field to Justin Malarkey in the 5th position, battling with Dennis Ansman. Boy, meanwhile, Frankie Barroso currently running 10th. Not a good run here in stage number 2. We know in stage 1 he elected to save his tires early on in the run. We're going to see if this maybe helps him out here in stage 2, but I don't know. Right now, sitting in 10th, he's got a lot of ground to make up. Meanwhile, we drop back to the rear of the field. Jesse Becker is just a rolling chicane here tonight at Michigan. Don't know what's going on with that 23 car. It looks to be a talent issue behind the wheel. New race leader out front. Matthew Fleming makes the pass, takes over the top spot. Let's take a look at the replay on this pass for the race lead. So Schomburg was out front. Matthew Fleming throws a slide job, says, "Get out of the way, loser. I'm taking over the top spot." And there you have it. He blows by him like he's sitting still. So Matthew Fleming out front in the Oasis 88 machine. Can he hold on as J.R. Schomburg sits in 2nd? Dylan Morante 3rd, followed by Ansman and Malarkey round out your top 5. Chris Essery sitting in the 6th position. 7 laps left to go here in stage number 2. Can Fleming hold on and win his first stage of the season? Boy, a big check up there from the 20 almost ends up taking out the 73. has to check up and does so, holds on to the 6th position. Matthew Fleming out front trying to hold on for his first stage win of the season. We're going to hop on the left rear suspension cam with your race leader, Matthew Fleming. 6 laps left to go here at stage number 2 of the Wise Owl Wash 200. Looking around the track here, closest battle looks to be right here. Dennis Ansman trying to get around Dylan Morante in a battle for the 3rd position. Ansman in 4th, Morante in 3rd, but Ansman trying to hold off Malarkey for 4th at the time being. So there you have it. The high line's going to pursue as the 73 of Malarkey going to lose a couple spots, it looks like. Speaking of losing a couple spots, Christian Taylor's falling back to the 12th position. His 45 Traffic Kings machine is not very quick here. Currently battling for that 11th position with Derek Fye. Sinks in the chat is pulling for Fleming. Fleming out front. Can he hold on here? Stage number 2, 4 laps left to go. The Van Wert, Ohio, and caution is out. Oh no, Chris Essery involved. Roxanne is not going to be happy. Let's take a look. Here it is, folks. Let's slow this down. Here you go. Here you have the HMS TV chopper. All the 20 just comes up into the 8 and dumps him. It might have been intentional. I think it was intentional, folks. I've just confirmed. I've done analytics, and it was intentional. Chris Essery purposely came up the track and just flat out dumped him. So I'm going to have to confirm if that was the end of stage 2. I am not for sure. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't you go anywhere. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. HMS TV, world's #1 streaming service. We are back here at the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, and I have confirmed, folks, that was the end of stage number 2. Matthew Fleming, your stage 2 winner. Let's get him in here for a quick interview, folks. We know he's got all kinds of fans out in the chat. Matthew, Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, a big stage 2 win there for you. You know, you pulled some speed out there that you didn't have in stage 1.
I know. Stage 1, like all season. It's about time I do something here.
And I think that was your first stage win of the year. Am I right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, hey,
That was, like I said, that was like the first time I actually showed any speed. So, yep, finally we're on top.
Yeah, you look good out front, and it has to feel pretty good. I assume you're in the playoffs. I'm not sure where in the standings exactly you'd be, but it has to feel pretty good here, stage 2 winner.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely thankful I'm gonna get those bonus points. It's definitely gonna help this playoff run we got. Cause yeah, I'm about like mid-pack. So.
Yeah, well, we know you got some fans in the chat. Sinks is in the chat. He is rooting for you.
Hell yeah. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we'll send you back to your team. Wish you the best of luck as you're going to be restarting on the front row.
Thank you, sir.
So there's Matthew Fleming, your stage 2 winner from Van Wert, Ohio, but it looked like he surrendered the lead there down pit road to J.R. Schomburg. So we're going to rack them up here. Do it again. Stage 3 getting started right here. They're going to take the green this time around on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. Larry McReynolds has a quick message for you before we get going. Go ahead, Larry.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchison Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright.
We are back here. Pace truck is in. Field is set. On your feet, off your seats. Green flag back in the air. Wise Owl Wash 200. Stage number 3 is underway. So stage 1 winner was Frankie Barroso. Stage 2 goes to Matthew Fleming. But who's going to win the most important stage of them all? Stage number 3, where we go to the checkered flag. Racing hard. Look out. Oh, no, they're junking it. Oh, goodness. Big wreck there in the infield. Michael Kurdzalik is junk. Steve Tucker involved as well. We are still green here tonight, folks. They are off track. Michael Kurdzalik is not happy. Michael Kurdzalik is not happy on the radio. We got some yelling between him and Steve Tucker. They are not friends after that incident. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Let's take a look at this replay, folks. Here it is. 3 wide coming out the corner. You be the judge, folks. Who do you think's at fault? I mean, they're 3 wide. Steve Tucker might squeeze them a little bit, but Kurdzalik does come down a bit. So there you have it. I'd say the 41 probably comes down there more than he should have. But nonetheless, folks, we are still clean and green here tonight. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Jesse Becker has rebounded here after that last pit stop, currently in the 8th position. I tell you what, this 23 has been a rolling chicane all evening long, finally trying to work up towards the front. Let's hop on board. Not much going on there. Jesse's putting us to sleep, so we're going to jump back out front to your race leader, Frankie Barroso, trying to hold off J.R. Schomburg at the point here with 53 laps left to go. These guys are going to have to pit one more time. My guess is they're going to want to cut this in half, so they'll probably be pitting around 30 left to go here would be my guess. We'll just have to wait and see. It'll be a while. We still got 20-some-odd laps left to go before our pit cycle starts. Christian Taylor currently in the 7th position. Good top 10 run for him so far, but let's see if he doesn't burn those tires up like he tends to do. Going back up towards the front here, the 88 of Matthew Fleming, your Stage 2 winner. Currently in the 4th spot from Van Wert, Ohio, trying to hold on to a top 5 run. Haven't seen much of this guy here tonight, but a solid run sitting in the 9th position. Dakota Collins out of Kansas City, trying to keep that thing out in the top 10. Meanwhile, Steve Tucker, after being involved in that incident, finds himself back in 18th. He is going to need a caution for sure. Not a good start here to stage 3 for the one of Steve Tucker. Meanwhile, J.R. Schomburg still in the 2nd spot, looking to make a move on your race leader. Frankie Barroso has Dylan Morante right behind him as we hop on board your 3rd place car of Dylan Morante. Not much brewing there as Christian Taylor still in the 7th position, looking to make a move for 6th as he looks underneath the 31 of Brandon Shelton. Michael Lanfair cruising from Colorado Springs, Colorado in the 13th spot here. Been right around there all evening long. Let's pull up some information here. Taking a look at your HMS TV hard charger board, it's going to be the 31 of Brandon Shelton, up 11 spots since the start of this race. Currently running 6th, folks. Started all the way back in 17th. Good run so far for this 31 machine. Brandon Shelton still has some work to do, though. He is not done. Next, we're going to pull up your HMS TV lap leaderboard. Steve Tucker has actually led the most laps, had that incident at the start of the stage, though, so right now sitting back in the 18th position. J.R. Schomburg currently running 3rd, has led 13 laps, and then we have Frankie Barroso currently out front now. He is going to tie Schomburg for 13 laps led this time around. Next, we pull up your HMS TV manufacturer standings board. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. There are 6 Fords out there. Average running position 10.0. Ford's on top here. In the Chevys, you got J.R. Schomburg currently running 3rd. 10 Chevys out there. Average running position 10.6. And in the Toyotas, the top Toyota, can you believe this, folks? Never thought I'd say this in my life. It is Christian Taylor, currently running 7th. Your top Toyota. Only 4 Toyotas out there. Average running position 11.0. But we head back up towards the front. The Miami, Florida native Frankie Barroso trying to hold on to this race lead. Dylan Morante's had speed all evening long. He hasn't led a lap yet, but he has been right there multiple times. Can he finally make the move and take over the top spot? Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, we've got Christian Taylor's grandma in the chat. Bugs Ear 3811 in the chat, tuned in, watching Christian Taylor currently run in the 7th position. But here comes his teammate, bump and run, Jesse Becker. Jesse's known to be the dirtiest driver in the game. Is he willing to take out his teammate, Christian Taylor? He might just do it. The Southport, North Carolina native Jesse Becker in the 8th position, looking to make a move and potentially take out his teammate, Christian Taylor. But we jump back up towards the front. J.R. Schomburg, been a great night for him. He's had front running speed all evening long, sitting in the 3rd spot out of Prior Lake, Minnesota, with Joseph Mealy right beside him in 4th. Great racing here so far. We're well over halfway done. 44 laps remain here in the Wise Owl Wash 200 on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. Michael Kurzelik involved in that incident earlier, sitting well back, 22 seconds behind your race leader, sitting in 19th. He definitely needs a caution. Looks like a battle for the race lead is developing here as Dylan Morante and that 36 machine going to rip the high side. Keep an eye out. He might get a run down this backstretch. Morante sticks with the high line. Barroso goes down to the bottom. Can Morante get a run coming off this corner? 42 laps left to go this time around in the Wise Owl Wash 200. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Be sure click that like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let us know what you got going on. Who you pulling for? Can Dylan Morante get the job done here tonight? We're staying tuned right here to the battle with the race lead. This is the closest battle on the track, it appears, as Morante just cannot find a way around that 12 machine of Frankie Barroso. We have 41 laps left to go, folks. We're going to take a quick break. Thanks to some sponsors. We will be right back. Don't you go anywhere, though. You're going to want to see the end of this one. You're watching the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We'll be right back.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
We are back here at the Wise Owl Wash 200. Nothing's changed out front. Frankie Barroso has still held on to this top spot with Dylan Morante right there with him. These two have kind of checked out from the rest of the field. J.R. Schomburg in the third spot, followed by Joseph Mealy in fourth. Matthew Fleming rounds out your top five. As we pull up your HMS TV hard charger board, still Brandon Shelton sitting in that 6th position, up 11 positions since the start of this race. Frankie Barroso still holding on out front. Looks to be leaving Dylan Morante just a little bit. A couple car length lead for him. Bit more than he's had, as we have 36 laps left to go. These guys are probably going to be heading down pit road here in the next 6 laps or so, I would assume. We'll just have to wait and see how this all plays out. What is the right strategy? Is it good to short pit, gain some speed on the front end, or do you want to hold out there as long as you can? We'll just have to see how this all plays out here at the end of the Wise Owl Wash 200 here at Michigan. This is round 1 of the playoffs with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Currently a battle for the 9th position. Justin Malarkey gets around. Christian Taylor moves him back to 10th. Jesse Becker in 8th, right in front of those two. Side-by-side battle up here for the 4th position for the 3rd position between J.R. Schomburg and Joseph Mealy. Mealy takes the spot for now there on the bottom line. Can he cover up on the 24? He's going to do so. Takes over the 3rd spot out of Schenectady, New York, Joseph Mealy. Well, you see a big gap here from 3rd up to your top 2 leaders here. Dylan Morante still on the back bumper of Frankie Barroso. Will not let him out of his sights. Best battle on the track right here for 4th. Matthew Fleming looking to get around the 24 of J.R. Schomburg with 32 laps left to go. Looks like he's got the pass done. We go back here. Brandon Shelton currently trying to hold off the 20 of Chris Essery in this battle for 6th. Meanwhile, we drop back to the 18th position. Cody Keller looks like he just got passed by Steve Tucker, who has finally found himself up a spot here after being involved in that incident. Tucker looking for a caution, and Mitch Diamond down pit road, so that's going to officially start our pit cycle. So there goes Mitch Diamond down pit road. He was running near the back, so we're just going to have to wait and see when the leaders want to come down. My guess is you're going to probably not see your leaders come down for at least a few more laps, maybe a couple laps, but we will wait and see here as Frankie Barroso is the leader. He can go down whenever he wants. What is the proper strategy here tonight? Not much tire fall off here at all. I'm seeing about half a second to 7/10 of a second after the 30-lap run here. So not significant tire fall off, not really much to worry about. Chris Essery has taken over the 5th position from Bakersfield, California. Jesse Becker down pit road. So Jesse Becker in the 23 machine going to head down now, get some service in. Here comes Chris Essery as well down pit road. So Chris Essery down pit road, Jesse Becker, Brian Burchett, Christian Taylor, and Steve Tucker coming down. Well, no, he's not. Steve Tucker is not pitting. Never mind. So there you have it. Pit cycles officially underway. When will your race leader, Frankie Barroso, want to head down? Not this time, as he's going to have 28 laps left to go as Dylan Morante goes down pit road. So Morante from second down pit road, going to short pit your race leader. Let's see if this works out for him. This might cycle Morante out front as your race leader, but we'll just have to wait and see. Again, there's about a 0.7 of a second tire fall off, it appears. Another thing to remember, Frankie Barroso not going to have any draft out front by himself. We'll see if that affects his lap times at all. So his last lap around was a 38.87. Let's see if he stays out. No, he does not. Down pit road. So we will not be able to compare lap times there. So he's going to give up the race lead. Frankie Barroso down pit road, as well as Matthew Fleming, Brandon Shelton, Justin Malarkey, Dennis Ansman. So Joseph Mealy out front, your race leader. He is the only one left out that needs to pit. Oh, Steve Tucker going to stay out and take over the second spot, and Cody Keller as well in the third. So your top three still need to pit. That's Mealy, Tucker, and Keller. So let's see what the strategy is from Mealy. Is he going to head down this time around? Yes, sir. Joseph Mealy slowing it down to get down pit road. So Steve Tucker sitting in second now. Is he going to pit, or does he want to stay out? Nope. Steve Tucker down pit road as well. Cody Keller right behind him, so that means everybody has pit. Frankie Barroso, your race leader here, well out front, about a 2-second gap on Matthew Fleming. Boy, Dylan Morante had a terrible pit stop. 19 seconds. Absolute choke job from the 36 of Dylan Morante. Boy, a 5-second slower pit stop than everybody else. Morante ruined any chance he had at a good finish. So that's going to cycle Frankie Barroso into the race lead. Just gets around Joseph Mealy, who just left pit road. Joseph Mealy going to try to get up to speed here. Can he hold on to second? Or is Chris Essery going to take over that second spot? Looks like he's got a run. Going to look to the outside. Joseph Mealy, Matthew Fleming, and Chris Essery all duking it out here for the second position. So Mealy holds on here. 25 laps left to go. Race leader is Frankie Barroso. 1.7 second gap on Mealy, Fleming, Essery, and Jesse Becker rounds out the top five. Looks like nobody went with a 2-tire stop here. That is not a surprise. Everybody went with 4, I believe. But Frankie Barroso, big lead for him. Let's see if these guys behind him, again, they have draft help. Barroso does not. So my guess is you might see these guys reel him in. Let's take a look here. Last lap time. Yeah, Barroso was half a second slower than Mealy. So yeah, you're going to see these guys reel in your race leader here fairly quickly. Look how quick that is ticking down. Frankie Barroso is a sitting duck. So it looks like Joseph Mealy about a second behind Frankie Barroso, looking for some help with Matthew Fleming coming up right behind him. Chris Essery a little bit back here in the 4th position, and then Jesse Becker 5th. Then we have Brandon Shelton still sitting 6th, and Dylan Morante has fallen back to the 7th position after a horrendous pit stop. That race lead has fallen from about 2 seconds to about 3/4 of a second. So Joseph Mealy quickly reeling in Frankie Barroso with just 22 laps left to go here in the Wise Owl Wash 200. Again, folks, this is playoff race number 1 here with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Be sure to click that like button on the video for us. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let us know who you're pulling for, folks. We're going to have a good finish here tonight. Been a fun one here at Michigan. Hard racing through the whole field. Race lead down to about 0.4 of a second here between Barroso and Mealy. Fleming right there with him as well. Dropping back in the field a bit, Dakota Collins in the 13th position out of Kansas City in that 11 machine. Derek Fye sitting in 14th out of York, South Carolina. And then 15th, Steve Tucker involved in an incident at the start of stage 3, and there has not been a caution since. So bad luck tonight for this one machine. Steve Tucker, he was out front early on in this race, led a lot of laps, but unfortunately finds himself well back. 3-wide battle here for the 9th position as the 24, 45, and 8 cars all duke it out down the backstretch. Ansman throws the slide job there on the 24 of Schomburg. Good racing right here. 3-car battle for 9th. Looks like Ansman has the spot locked down for now. And folks, we've got a battle brewing for the race lead. Frankie Barroso's lead is all but gone. Just 1/10 of a second now, as Joseph Mealy is right on the back bumper with Matthew Fleming behind him. $18 laps left to go. Appreciate everybody tuning in. One last time, we're going to take a quick break for just a couple laps, but don't you worry, you're not going to miss anything. We're going HMS TV side by side. We'll be right back.
I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
We are back here at the Wise Owl Wash. 216 laps left to go. Frankie Barroso still your race leader with Joseph Mealy, Matthew Fleming duking it out for second. Who's going to take this one home? Looks to be a 4-horse race out front, as 5th is a little bit back. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to win this. Is Frankie Barroso going to hold on, or is that 39 of Joseph Mealy going to make a move, or is it going to be Matthew Fleming or somebody else? Let us know in the chat what you think as we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here at Michigan. Round one of the playoffs here in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Joseph Mealy right on the back bumper of your race leader. Great shots there from your second place car of Joseph Mealy. Let's take a look at our third place contender of Matthew Fleming. See what he's seeing out his windshield. Frankie Barroso doing a great job at defending that race lead here. Still 13 left to go. Let's drop back in the field, see what else we got brewing here in battles. It's like Dennis Ansman trying to make a move on Dylan Marante for this 7th position. Been a great race here tonight. Pretty clean. Only had 2 cautions. Both were the end of our stages. So no extra cautions here tonight, folks. The bare minimum. You've seen hard racing all night long. You see some 3 wide battles, and you've seen all kinds of door-to-door battles here with just 12 laps left to go. Is Joseph Mealy in the Zen 39 machine going to get the job done? Or is it going to be Frankie Barroso? Barroso going down all the way to the apron here, doing all he can as your race leader with just 11 left to go here in the Wise Owl Wash 200. Round number 1 of the playoffs again here. We got a battle brewing for the 8th position. Christian Taylor currently in 9th. Nothing brewing out front. Still single file for these top 3. Getting down to 10 to go this time around in front of this sold-out crowd here at Michigan. Let's pull up some track information for you great fans here at home. Take a look. There you have it here in Brooklyn, Michigan. 2 Mile Speedway here. 88 degrees Fahrenheit. The track temps, some nice and cool for these drivers. Plenty of grip out there. Be sure to check out our Discord. It is in the description of the video here, folks. So click that description. There's going to be a link to our Discord. Go ahead and join that. All kinds of cool stuff going on. We do our Friday night events over there, and maybe some stuff coming up in the near future as well. Big shout out to our channel sponsors here tonight. First of which is Harpoon Design. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Paint start at just $25. Brantley Roden can hook you up with any NASCAR style car paint, or even does dirt cars as well. harpoondesign.com. Also, big shout out to Juicy Spider Studios there in the top right of your screen. At Juicy Spider Studios, you can get them, send them a message on X, formerly known as Twitter. They can hook you up with any kind of video work or 3D rendering, all kinds of cool stuff. They have created our Hutchinson Motorsports TV intro, outro video we play, and it is one of the best in the business. But we're keeping an eye on these race leaders out front. When is Joseph Mealy going to try and make a move on Frankie Barroso as he's starting to run out of time? 8 laps left to go. We've got this 3-car battle for the 7th position. Christian Taylor watching Dylan Marante and Dennis Ansman duke it out door to door. As we're running out of laps, Frankie Barroso still out front. Joseph Mealy, he hasn't done anything in about 10 laps. It's like he's just following him. Waiting for a move to be made. Looks like Brian Burchett currently in 12th, looking to make a move for 11th here. Let's hop on board. Not much brewing there here. It's going to be 5 left to go this time around. Dylan Morante in the 7th position trying to hold off Dennis Ansman. Boy, look at him shaking this draft. These guys are racing like it's for the win. Boy, Dylan Morante, he's swerving all over the track to shake that draft. Front stretch and back stretch both. Sitting in 7th. So it's just 4 left to go. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, about 0.2 of a second out front. Joseph Mealy second. Let's hop on board with your second place car. Joseph Mealy. Not much going on right there as we look to the field. The closest battle on the track looks to still be Dennis Ansman trying to reel in Dylan Morante for 7th. Christian Taylor right behind him as well. Christian sitting in 9th. Certainly would be happy with a top 10 run, but you definitely don't want him to give up. And here comes J.R. Schomburg right behind him. Schomburg looks to the inside. Can he make a pass for the 9th position on Christian Taylor? And he does so. That moves Taylor back to the 10th position with Frankie Barroso, your race leader. 2 laps left to go here at Michigan. White flag in the air for the final time around Michigan International Speedway. Frankie Barroso out front trying to hold off Joseph Mealy. Down the backstretch for the final time in the Wise Owl Wash 200. Frankie Barroso heads into turns 3 and 4 in front of the sold-out crowd. Coming out of turn 4, looks all good for Frankie Barroso. Through the Juicy Spider restart zone he goes. Checkered flag in the air. Frankie Barroso wins the Wise Owl Wash 200. So Barroso gets the job done. Joseph Mealy second. Matthew Fleming rounds out your top 3 here tonight. So let's go ahead and pull these guys in for a quick interview. Give us one moment. All right, time to do some quick interviews. We're going to get Matthew Fleming in here, our 3rd place finisher. Let's pull up your podium finishers first. Matthew Blake up in the booth again. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Hey, a good run for you. You know, you win a stage and then you put it on the podium. Bring home third here tonight.
Yes, sir. I should have played my cards a little bit different there at the end, but yeah. Overall, finally getting back here in the top three, it feels really good. I think we could have had something a little bit more there, but a couple really bad choices in behind Frankie and Joseph just caused me to lose momentum, kind of burn up my right side just a little bit too much. So shout out to those guys. It was definitely one fun race.
Absolutely, and has to feel pretty good heading into round number 2 after a pretty good points night here to kick off the playoffs.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it is definitely needed. I've been pretty lackluster all season, so I mean, if this is the spot of the season where I start doing good finally, hey, we'll definitely take it.
Absolutely. Again, congratulations. A great podium run. Before you head out, though, Matt, you got any shout-outs?
Oh, of course. I want to shout out team sponsors here. We got Oasis Sim Racing here on the car tonight, and I think we'll have to start running this scheme a lot more. It seems like whenever I run this scheme, I do really good. So shout out to all of them guys. We got the Flem Dogs Auto Repair, Wheels America, obviously Wheels America Racing, not only for on the car and sponsoring the league here. Wiesel Wash for tonight's race, and then Saller and Diesel Solutions, San Antonio Karting Complex. I think I hit them all. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to you up there in the booth. And once again, very thankful for all the guys showing up here, running this league. This is a lot of fun. I can't wait to keep going here in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And one last question. Next week, you head over to my home track, Worldwide Technology Raceway. How you feeling about that place?
Well, I feel pretty good. Typically, I have a pretty good race whenever we go there, but you know, it's always a toss-up, though. You never know what will happen, but definitely looking forward to it, and hopefully we get hopefully a little bit better finish. But hey, if we can stay up here, that is fine by me.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congratulations again. Third place finish here tonight, Matthew Fleming.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Big podium run for Matt. Definitely happy about that. Let's get our second place finisher in here, Joseph Mealy. Let me find him. Joseph Blake up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Hey, going pretty good. A great run for you. You had speed all night long there, and you were able to get to the back bumper of Barroso, but just could never find a way around him. But has to feel pretty good bringing home second.
Yeah, it's good. I was never gonna wreck Frankie, but I did want to scare him. But yeah, no, it's been a long week for me personally. I'm happy to finish second. I'm relieved this went as smoothly as it did. I feel like an idiot for miscalculating my fuel in stage 2, and just a great race. Really, really fun race.
Yeah, you know, a big run for you to kick off the playoffs. You know, next week we're heading over to my home track, Worldwide Technology Raceway. How you feeling about that place?
Yeah, it's a fun racetrack. I don't think I've tried it since they've repaved it, but it's gonna be a fun race no matter what. And looking forward to seeing what these guys bring because they brought their all tonight. I was really impressed with how strong everybody ran.
Absolutely. It was a great race, hard racing through the whole field here tonight, but great job on your second place finish here tonight. Joseph, you got any shout outs for our fans watching at home before you leave?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, appreciate everybody who watches and supports their family and whatever, friends, whoever. I want to shout out to my grandparents. They've been through hell in the last week, and I love them very much. And I know if they could watch tonight, they would be. But I know that try and watch the next one. And my mom, my family, friends, everybody. Everybody puts the league on like always. I can't say enough. You guys, that's a lot of fun to do Monday nights. It's nice to get away from the real world. So thank you.
Absolutely. Well, hey, again, congratulations. Another podium finish here to start the playoffs. Joseph Mealy.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
Great run for that 39 machine, Joseph Mealy. But, folks, it is time to bring in the star of the show. I mean, he is no stranger here to the booth, Frankie Barroso. This guy's just been tearing it up this season. Seems like he's always competing for wins. Let's get him in here. Frankie Blake up in the booth again. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, a great run for you. You won a stage and you park it in victory lane, more importantly. So has to feel pretty good heading into Worldwide Technology Raceway next week after winning race number 1 here at the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Plan went accordingly. Got the dub. I don't have to really worry too much next week. I still want to win and get some more playoff points, but I can sleep a little easier for the next week knowing that I'll be moving on to the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, another great showing for you here tonight. It's been a great season for you so far, but like you said, you can kind of take it easy next week. You know, whatever happens, happens essentially. But before you head out, though, Frankie, you got any shout-outs or anything for our fans watching at home?
No, I mean, just really good race, and everything kind of went according to plan. Stage 2 wasn't my best showing, but it's just something didn't work, but it's okay. But I'd like to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, Fleming and everybody that helps make the league run, and obviously Brantley Roden for the paint, and Storm Motorsports for keeping us fast.
Absolutely. Well, hey, again, congratulations. Another big win here tonight at Michigan.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Frankie Barroso getting the job done again in that Harpoon design. Beautiful number 12 machine. But, folks, that's going to round things out here tonight. We are off until, I believe, Wednesday. We're going to be back here with the Superstar ARCA Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service, HMS TV. That's going to round things out tonight. I'm Blake Hutchinson in the booth. You just watched the Wise Owl Wash 200. Thanks for tuning in. Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green.